Please join me in welcoming Stephen Beard.
Well, thank you, everybody, and good morning. I'm never sure if the post-coffee session is the best session to take, but hopefully everybody's feeling full of caffeine and awake. Today's session, we're going to ramble through shared services. Many of you in the audience today will have shared services of some form and in some state. I'm going to tap into the human emotion. So we're going to talk a bit about pleasure, which is obviously a good thing to be focusing on in these times where we have economic gloom out there. We're going to be talking about survival. So maybe not so good, but certainly those that are experiencing a difficult implementation today may be having survival on their mind. I'll be talking about concern for others, so how you're feeling about employees within shared services or within outsourcing arrangements. And I'll be talking about concern for self, recognizing that a key motivating factor is going to be one of those four emotions. So as I sat watching England-USA on Saturday, it's fair to say that I experienced all four emotions within 90 minutes. So I was there with the pleasure. I was feeling a sense of survival at times as the game extended. Concern for others with Rob Green with a terrible spillage. I'm not sure one that Obama will be covering that spillage in his speech this evening, but it's a very serious thing for us and for me as an Englishman. And then also really concern for self. So what does it mean for me and my participation in sitting in those bars, watching the balance of the World Cup? Will I be supporting England or will I be supporting the USA? So moving on to matters at hand, shared services, so now what? And we'll come back to touch on that human emotion, because I'm a strong believer that there has to be a human element to motivate us to do something different. Otherwise, we'd do the same. And it's also fair to say that history doesn't repeat itself, but humans do. So again, we'll touch on what is the real strong emotion that's going to drive you in the audience to want to do something different. And if you're considering the options available to you, how broad a spectrum can you consider today? We're also going to touch on what I believe is a new era that we're entering into and a new model for that new era. So in terms of shared services, they're pervasive in the industry today. So I don't know, a show of hands in the audience, who has shared services to some point of maturity? So not many hands in the audience, but some going up slowly. They've been recognised as a key way of driving cost savings and cost efficiency within the back office processing. Four main levers that people are looking to drive. One is around service standardization, so bifurcating the back office, moving it into a separate facility. You can really get on top of the services that entity is going to provide back to the organisation and get some customer mindset in place. Process optimization, again, a real fad, I think, over the last 5 to 10 years of people looking at individual business processes and understanding how they can further optimize and take cost out of that process, so a lower cost per unit of outcome. The explosion of aggregation, where people have said, okay, shared services is about getting all of these like functions together and having multiple functions within a single shared service environment. And then finally, arbitrage, and the panel discussion touched a bit on arbitrage today. There are many global sourcing strategies out there. You can go to India, you can go out to the Philippines and other territories and really achieve some quite attractive arbitrage savings in terms of your labour spend. What I believe and what we're seeing in the industry